So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. For Valorant agent tier list. Alright. First up, Breach. So how I'm gonna rate this is by how much each agent is played, or how viable they are in all situations, stuff like that. Not how oppressive or annoying they are, you know. Because Breach, if he was annoying, I'd put him at S by how annoying he is. His flashes are annoying. But overall, Breach doesn't get played very much. His ultimate's pretty good, but not great. Um, I'd say Breach is kind of like a B tier character. Um, because he gets some really good play on maps like Split. And you occasionally see him on the maps as well. So I would say B tier. Brimmy boy. Brimstone is unfortunately like the least played smoker of them all. He's not currently meta. Some EU teams actually played him in VCT Masters, which I was kind of surprised by. I mean, they lost, so that doesn't really say much for them. But I would say Brim's smokes are pretty good. It's nice that you can't see through them very well. They last pretty long. They're the largest smokes out there in the game. His mollies are great for post plant, but overall, he doesn't get a lot of use. Even though Stim Beacon is pretty good, Brim's smokes are too locked in place. They don't refresh like Omens. They're not as maneuverable as Astra's at recalling and stuff like that. And they don't have the, I don't know how you say it, maybe like, I don't know, viscosity, or like the potency of even Viper. For that, I think Brim goes C. Unfortunately, Brimstone mains, you're not in good favor here. Cypher, Cypher is an all-around a really good character to play. He's able to hold down sites really well with his util. Um, his ultimate gives pretty good info. It's not great, but if you could get it, just based off kills, based off lurks, whatever, you get your team really good amount of info. One ways with Cypher are really strong. Cypher Cage one ways or double ups are insanely good. Um, I would say Cypher is a B tier character, only in the sense, or no, I would say A tier. A tier character. Because even though his ultimate's not great, Cypher is probably the best at locking down any site in the game. Like, actually. Jet, alright, I have to say it, Jet's absolutely like an S tier character. Jet has not fallen out of meta pretty much yet. Some teams don't play her. She's very, very popular in NA, but also amazingly well played in EU. If you watch a lot of VCT Masters too, in Iceland, every team pretty much played Jet almost. And the power of a Jet player is not to be undermined. If a Jet is really good with knives, gaining space, the smokes are excellent. 3 smokes for a duelist, pretty much. That's crazy. And she has a lot of movement ability to help her out. Jet is by far a super well-rounded duelist and definitely deserves S tier. Killjoy. Killjoy's good at also locking down sites, but where she lacks in comparison to Cypher is that while util's annoying and it can do damage with turret and swarm grenades, unfortunately Killjoy setups are actually more easily brute forced than Cypher's are. How? It's hard to explain. Killjoy setups really can hold down sites amazingly well. They can. But she's not as good. Her ult is really good for retakes and just preventing people getting on site. But overall, I don't think she's as strong of a lurk as needed from a Sentinel. I don't think she is also as flexible with her kit, right? You can have really good setups, but overall they're not gonna. They're a little more predictable. Her setups are more predictable than a Cypher setups could be. So I put her at B tier. Yeah. Last time smart again. Average math and chem was iffy, but all good. Nice, nice, nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff, Tainted. Good stuff. Love to hear it. All right. Next, Omen. Omen. Omen's the one smoke I could play. Not great, but I do play him. Unfortunately, Omen's not really meta right now. He's fallen behind compared to Astra and Viper with this current meta. With them two being like the key smokers. But overall, Omen smokes are great. They're pretty large. You can walk through them, which does make them a little tough. But they have great one-way ability, like great one-way ability, which the other smokers really don't have as well. Flexibility and recharge with smokes is great. This personal TP plus the ult, pretty nice. The ultimate's pretty bad. Omen ult's really, really bad. You can get some intel off of it, make some weird plays, but usually it doesn't really work out for you. Overall, though, I put Omen at A tier. I think Omen's genuinely a really good pick currently. B tier. Omen's more B tier. Let's say B tier. Plus he has flash. Omen's the only smoker that has a flash. So, pretty good. Pretty good, but not, as of right now, not the greatest. Phoenix. Phoenix is an excellent duelist. He has, I mean, wall. It can be used like a Viper wall to get, pretty much make space to get into sights, if used well. He can use it heal. He can use a lot for heal, as well as his, like that, as well as his nade can get to 100 HP. Thank you for the resub, Tainted Pog. How many months? 5 months. Big juice. But yeah, Phoenix and Phoenix flashes are actually, like, of all the flashes in the game, Phoenix flashes are pretty reliable and self-playable. You can play off your Phoenix flash really, really well. I think Phoenix is easily an A. Especially since his ultimate gives you a lot of info, plus you get kills, plus you return with full HP. I would say Phoenix is an A. Raze is quite good. I mean, Raze takes space incredibly well. Her stats can do damage. She can get to elevations better than most because of her satchels. And Rocket is just like, I mean, ridiculous sometimes. Although sometimes it's a little shaky and you don't really get what you need, the results. But overall, Raze is a straightforward duelist and a lot of fun to play and really, really well done. And you see her a lot in high play too. I'd put her at A. Reyna. So, chat, if you guys know me, I do enjoy playing Reyna. Unfortunately, though, I will be honest with you, Reyna flashes are not reliable. Compared to Phoenix, compared to even Breach, her flashes are not that reliable because they could get broken. Plus, it also takes some thinking about where you want to position the flash. It's a pretty short range on it, like in terms of how far you could throw it. It is pretty wide in the terms of visibility, like who could see it, who gets blinded by it. And it is only a near sight. So the heal and dismiss are super strong. Her ultimate is pretty bad, honestly. You do get heals and you do have infinite dismiss, but again, you have to get kills, and it could often just be unreliable. You do get faster bullet fires and everything, but overall, her ult's pretty unreliable, and everything. She's a B, definitely. Peepo Glad, what up, Trooper? I saw your tier list video of Soda. I appreciate it. It was pretty good. That's why we're doing this one right now. This little Valorant agent one. Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Sage. Honestly, Sage is one of the better Sentinels. I wouldn't put her at S tier. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe S tier. I'm not sure. Probably A. But I'll explain why. Sage slows are super strong if you're well placing them, and a lot of times I play they are well placed. Sage walls, you can be really, really creative with them and make some crazy plays. And obviously it's good at holding down sights, which is typically how it's used. Hold down like a lane, but they can be pretty easily broken. They're really good on pistol rounds. But usually you always want to buy it on pistol rounds. Not really sure. It it goes by play style and everything. Everyone's different. But res is super strong. I mean, it's situational. You don't always get a res off, but it's super strong. Everyone loves the res. Everyone loves to get res. It could change the whole situation you're in. If it's a 1v3, it turns into a 2v3 or whatever. 2v3 turns into 3v3 even. Stuff like that. You can even gain numbers on them. So whatever it may be, Sage Res is actually pretty strong, and I put her at A only because Wall has its weaknesses, and the kit does take a good amount of game sense and awareness to use. Also, she's not the best lurker, but she has heal and she's a lot of great util. I think she's definitely A. Alright, Sky is trash. I feel like Sky is... Alright, Sky's C, and I'll explain why. Sky is definitely a C tier character because, one, she's trash. No one likes her. Yeah, Sky's trash. Her ultimate's pretty bad. It gives good intel, but that's about it. It doesn't actually really do much. I The Seekers, in retrospect, it's kind of like a Cypher ultimate, just without having to kill somebody. They're good but not great. I don't know. Her flashes are great but not reliable. They can also be broken. Not oftentimes are they broken, but still not the greatest. And her heal, she can't even self heal, but she can group heal though, which is cool. She doesn't see a lot of play. I don't know. You don't really see Sky in a lot of scenarios. Maybe on Ascent or Icebox. That's about it. She's not the greatest hero in the game, unfortunately. Now for my main man, the one and only Sova. Sova is by far S tier, and let me explain every reason why. Recon. Recon gives you so much information. If you have good reads on the enemy team, if you have good idea what's going on, Recon is amazing. You get so many amazing lineups, so much info. Shock darts. You can line up for anything. Ult orbs, post plant, deny plant, defuse, whatever. Random shock darts in case you're about to lose your life, even can save you. Like his whole kit's crazy. Yes, you need 2 shock darts off to kill someone down to from full HP to 0, but that's balanced. And honestly, his util is amazing. Drone get a lot of util. Can you use for ultimate? Can you use the recon for ultimate? Ultimate's just great if you know how to use it right. You can blind ult. You can with the right read. You can get some crazy darts and tags. Just call outs work. So is easily S tier. Easily. When is OW2? New character 2 on Twitter? Yeah, there is a new character, but not fully released yet or announced. Buying the PS5 with a monitor. Gonna switch it up a bit. I'll buy a better PC next year, maybe. Sure. I mean, a TV is a monitor. It doesn't all the same thing. Dr. Diet Pepper. Nice. Domino's is trash. You literally live in New York now. I don't get it. Whatever. Anyway, back to Oregon. Viper. So I personally I dislike Viper. I think I hate the hero. But her wall is pretty good. They did nerf it a little bit, but you still take down I think 30 HP when you go through it, which is really really big. I mean, makes you shoot 1 less bullet. I'm pretty sure to kill somebody, and it lasts for like 3 seconds, something like that. Post plant lineups. I mean, her Viper mines, like her nades are pretty strong. Her mollies are quite good for post plant. And oftentimes they're really good to zone out the enemy team. Her smokes can be used well for one ways. You see it a lot on Split, and you see it on even other maps. They're also great for helping secure you a defuse on a bomb. Viper's really reliable, honestly. In current meta, she's quite strong. She's played a lot, even as a solo smoker. I definitely put Viper at B tier. I wouldn't put her at A or S because she changes very much with the meta, and she's very dependent on what the other agents are in the comp. But yeah, Yoru. Alright, Yoru is the only hero that's going D tier, and it's simply because Yoru flashes are bad. Not reliable flashes at all. His ultimate is trash. It can only be used for intel, and it's not really that great because you can get spotted and then gunned down. His recall is good, but again, not great. Not you can use it against some really cool positions and to really get behind the enemy team, but it's not that great. Um, he's not a reliable hero. Doesn't see much play in pro at all or anything really. He's more of a niche pick, and that's okay. That's okay. Lastly, Astra. So Astra, I'm gonna put at A tier, and I say why because her kit is super flexible. She has smokes. She has concuss. She has fake smoke. What else? In the suck, the gravity well. Then those are all amazing util she could pop. Um, you can do some. You can't really do one ways with her, but you can improv. The smokes are pretty reliable, and reliable at tricking the enemy team up. The util is super good at holding down sights and just holding space pretty much on a map. I mean, her wall can be used to make some really tricky plays, finesse some real nice retakes, or even deny pushes. Overall, she's pretty strong. She's been seeing a lot of play in current meta, taking over what was Omen. So I think she's really a great hero, a great agent right now. But yeah, that's our tier list. That's our agent tier list. Um, yeah. I hope you guys. I wonder what you guys think. I mean, let me know. I'm curious. What your agent, the agent you play is like. What you think should be switched around. Who you think is better than I maybe put at. But overall, this is what I think. I'd say it's pretty accurate. I wouldn't say it's too far off. Maybe in the future we'll do an ultimate tier list for each ultimate ability. That'd be pretty good as well. But yeah, sounds good.